So I just moved to Thailand. I just moved into my new place. This place cost me £200 per month, £215 per month. It's around 9,000 baht. And yeah, this is going to be my new home for the foreseeable future. I don't know if I'll stay here for 6 months, if I'll stay here for a year, maybe more. I'm not sure. But the reason why I left Albania, just want to address that first, is because I didn't want to go through the whole renewal process for the residency because I already had the visa in Thailand to stay here for 5 years. I got it back in 24, and I can stay here till 2029. So I thought I'd take advantage of that. I've already got it. So why go through the process of getting a residency in Albania again when I don't need to? I also wanted to switch up my environment. I felt like I was getting too comfortable in Albania. And now that I've kind of downgraded where I'm living at the moment, this is like a studio apartment, got a little kitchen over there, beds right there. Very small compared to the apartment that I was staying in Tirana in Albania. There I had a two-bedroom apartment. I was paying like £730 a month for it. It still wasn't expensive, but if I wanted to really minimize my expenses as much as possible to under 1K a month, then Thailand was looking like the right option. If I wanted to, I could go back to Albania. I would just have to go through the residency process. So that's a backup option in case for whatever reason I don't want to live in Thailand and I can go back there if I want to. I think that if Thailand removes the law about taxing foreign sourced income that is remitted to Thailand, then this move would have been 100 times more of a better decision because then I won't also have to pay taxes here. If they keep that law the same next year, then I'm gonna have to pay a certain percentage of my income to the Thai government essentially, which is fine. I don't mind doing that, but if they could get rid of that law and switch back to the old law, which is that any foreign sourced income doesn't get taxed, then this is going to be a very good tax residency for digital nomads, online entrepreneurs to come and live in Thailand. I think that's kind of what they're thinking about doing. I'm not sure if they will, but if that does end up going through and they revert back to the way it was before, then that's going to be perfect. Then Thailand will literally be the best place to live as an online entrepreneur. The thing about Thailand, right, is it's very convenient. Like you could live on the same budget that I'm living on right now, which is just under £1,000 a month. In total, the first 1 or 2 months is going to cost a little bit more just because I had to buy stuff like an air fryer and I'm going to buy an air purifier for the room as well. But in total, based on my calculations, I should be spending around £800 a month, which is like $1,000, just above, slightly above $1,000. At that kind of expense level, you would expect to, especially in the UK, you would expect to live a very bad quality of life, I would say. But in Thailand, I'm able to live a very good life, very convenient. I'm able to order my groceries. I can get a cleaner to clean the room anytime I want. I can basically order anything I want and it will come straight to the building. The building notifies me via their app once the parcels have come in. I don't have a washing machine in my room, but I just did the washing today. And literally you can operate the washing machine through your phone through an app. So in terms of convenience and also with food deliveries as well, you can literally order food for like less than £2, under $3. So it's a very convenient place. Now, I myself personally, I'm going to cook my own food just because I want to get a certain amount of protein and calories in every single day. But if you just wanted to like focus all in on business and just eat like $2 meals, $3 meals every single day and just go all in and work as many hours a day as possible, you can easily do that. My gym, I went for a bit of a pricey one. I'm paying around £85 a month, but it's literally one of the best gyms in Thailand. It's got some amazing facilities like a basketball court, swimming pool, steam room. It's got a little football pitch as well. It's got a running track on in the roof. It's got obviously the weights area as well, but then it's got like unlimited classes. You can top up your water bottle with free filtered water. They do like cold towels and stuff. So this is like luxury tier, anywhere in the UK in London, you'd be paying at least like 200-300 a month for this kind of gym, but I'm getting it for £85 a month here. So very, very good. The foundation of what I've kind of picked is very solid. And I live literally like 3 minutes away from the BTS, which is the Sky Train, which basically connects you to every single part of the center of the city, which is great as well. So from in terms of location, in terms of convenience, in terms of just focusing all in on the business and not having to worry about like how am I going to get my food delivered or all this kind of stuff is very, very good. The only downside so far that I've experienced, and I would say this is the only thing, if these things didn't exist, Bangkok would be literally the perfect city, but the perfect city doesn't exist, right, anywhere in the world. I would say number one is bugs. I haven't had too much of an issue. The first couple of days, I had to leave the window open to air out my room, and I did see some bugs come in, but haven't really seen any since then. But that is an issue. Like that will, I have to keep the room clean. I have to make sure that there's no bugs coming in. That's one of the issues. Second one is the heat. It can get very hot sometimes, but that's not too much of an issue, especially if I'm at home and I've got the AC on. And even if I go somewhere, it's usually just a shopping mall to like hang out or just eat some food or whatever. And those are all air conditioned. And then the other one is pollution, which obviously gets solved if I get a air purifier and if I'm indoors most of the time. Even when I'm outside, I don't spend too much time outdoors. Then it's not too much of an issue. So I would say those are like the only drawbacks that I've kind of noticed so far. I don't think they're going to be a deal breaker, but we have to see. Since I moved into this place, I have been getting headaches quite consistently. It might have to do with the room, but it's also been very polluted in Bangkok in the past few days, so it could be from that as well. So I'm going to see how I like it. I'm going to feel it out. If the headaches continue, obviously I can't stay here, but I would love to stay here because I think other than that, like everything else is perfect. I know it's like, oh yeah, but you're getting headaches. Why would you want to stay there? I think I just need to get an air purifier. I think that's the main issue. And that should solve it, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Now, in terms of my goal with moving here, is I want to go all in on my business. And next year, I want to take it to a whole new level. I've never actually made more than six figures in a year, not in revenue and not in profit. So if I can break through that barrier of making at least six figures in revenue, profit would be great, even better. That's going to be an amazing year for me. In order to do that, I would probably have to double my revenue from the previous 2 years, which has been around 60 to 70K ish in pounds. That's my revenue over the last 2 years each year. So I believe in 2024 it was like 63, 64K, maybe 65. And then 2025 it was touching maybe 70K in pounds. So I don't know what that is in dollars, but it's a little bit higher. And yeah, to break, obviously that's revenue, that's not profit, but to make that amount of profit or to go beyond that in terms of revenue and hit the six figures next year, I think it's a very achievable goal as long as I stay focused, I do what I need to do, and I stay consistent with outreach and getting new clients on board and stuff like that. And I'm going to go all in on the ecom niche. I have some great case studies of businesses that I've worked with, and I've generated them at least £6, £7, £8 of revenue for every £1 spent on advertising. So as long as I can find a way to scale that and even maybe increase the results, so make it like a 9x ROAS, 10x ROAS, then I can go all in on that. Previously, I was offering more SEO, but the problem with SEO is it takes a very long time and it requires a big, big amount of investment upfront from the client's part, and you're not going to see results for 6 to 12 months. And even when we get the keywords to the top of page one, you can't always guarantee that it's going to turn into sales for the business. So it's very, very risky. I would much rather start off with running Google Ads, get the ROAS to a place where it's highly profitable and then scale it for them. And then if I need to or if I want to, I can upsell SEO in the back end once I've got the results with Google Ads. So that's the game plan for next year. And in terms of like revenue, if I can hit at least 120K, so doubling my revenue from the previous 2 years, that's gonna be really good. If I can triple it, then yeah, I might have to get myself a Rolex as a celebration, because that would be insane. And because I'm switching from SEO to Google Ads, with SEO my profit margins were about 40-50% after taxes. With Google Ads, it's going to be like 70-80% after taxes. So much, much higher profit margins. and hopefully much more money in my bank account, and I can start really building up my wealth. So the goal was to move to this apartment. Obviously, I'm living here. I'm spending around £800 a month. Now that I have minimized my expenses both from a personal and business standpoint, I now want to push my revenue to the limit next year, and I still want to keep my expenses low as I'm scaling my revenue, because I think that's one of the biggest mistake a lot of people make is that they start making more money and they start spending more money, which is essentially just putting yourself in a trap, and you're not actually getting ahead that way. I would much rather make a lot more money, like double my income, triple my income, but keep my expenses the same so I can actually save more and reinvest that into things that I want to reinvest it into. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep and actually have in your bank account. That's what gives you the freedom in life to make decisions and choose where you want to live and all that kind of stuff. So that's the goal for me. I've minimized my expenses now. The next step is to maximize my earnings, and that's what I'm going to be focused on doing next year. In terms of this month, business is doing okay, but it's not doing anything crazy. I have hit 10K a month in dollars like previously, like 2 or 3 times, and not in profit but in revenue. And it's funny because the last time, it's not funny actually, it's kind of depressing. The last time I was in Thailand was in 2024, so the beginning of 2024. So it's been around, I think, 2 years since then, nearly 2 years since then. And back then, I was doing the best numbers that I ever did. I was going above 10K in a month, and my income right now is, in terms of pounds, I made around 4.4K this month. Now that's revenue, it's not profit. Profit's around 40-50% after tax. In terms of dollars, that's around 5.8K, something like that. So it's not a bad month, don't get me wrong. And if the version of myself that started on this journey could see like where I am right now and the progress that I've made, I would definitely be proud of myself. But and I am, but I just know that there's so much higher levels. I'm making good money, like it's not bad, but it's nowhere near where I could be making. Like I don't even think I'm hitting 5% of my potential yet, and I think there's a long journey ahead, and I think that there's going to be more challenges, but I'm just dedicated to this. I've been doing this for a very long time. It took me, I believe, when did I start this channel? I think it was like 2017. Took me, yeah, it took me over like 6 or 7 years to hit my first 10K in a month, which sounds crazy, right? How many people would have given up during that time period? How many people would have said, you know what, this making money online thing doesn't work? I never gave up. I always believed that I could do it. And now I believe that I can get to the next level, which is making 10K profit in a month and then making 6 figures profit in an entire year. So at every stage, I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But I just know that it can be done and other people have done it, so I can do it as well. So in terms of next year, I'm very excited for it, and I'm going to be posting updates and lessons and things that I'm testing consistently on this channel as well. The more action I take, the more data I will have to feed back to this channel, and hopefully I'll be able to uncover things that I can add value to, and just make a documentation of everything I'm trying, everything I'm doing, and just share the lessons along the way. So if you want to see those and see how I get on in 2026, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you got any kind of insights from it, and yeah, let's get started in 2026. Let's go.